Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the kickoff of the 2025 Bourbon Palooza event being held in Bardstown, Kentucky. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Adam Stump, Ryan Thompson, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so it kicks off today as you are listening to this, not as we're recording it. So, we'll be in Bardstown, Kentucky, many of us, several that are on this call here. And we will be having some fun and doing some different events. We'll talk about those events and what Bourbon Palooza is all about after the break. For right now, though, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
So, I'm struggling with hoodie or crew neck sweatshirt people. I'm a hoodie person.
Okay.
I don't like other people who wear hoodies. When I meet somebody who wears a crew neck sweatshirt, I don't know, there's something about it.
Okay.
I have opinions on this too, Tim.
Okay.
I do. So I don't like anything that comes up too high.
Right. Look at this.
Yes.
Henley.
Yes.
That's what I like. I like a Henley.
Because then I feel like I'm being strangled. I don't like that.
Some of those hoodies do that to you. That's not all of them. Not all of them, but some of them are they hit you too high.
They just hit too high. And like my company likes to send us company swag. And I'm like, oh, too high, choking me, don't like. So it has to be below the collarbone on either. I like a crew neck for yard work, hanging out at home, cleaning the house, being lazy. Hoodies are for public, I think. They just look better. That's where I'm at. But they can't be above my collarbone because then I just feel like I'm being strangled. Either way.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel incomplete wearing a crew neck sweatshirt.
Really?
I can't do it.
No, I like the crew neck.
Totally. 100%, Tim. 100.
Feel me here. There's something about
Really?
It feels like I should be able to reach back here and pull something over my head. It's not there.
Yes.
No.
Adam, how often are you wearing the hood on the hoodie?
All the time. This time of year, all the time.
You have the hood on.
In and out. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think
Not
so.
right now. I'm indoors, obviously.
I don't think
Outside,
so. I've never seen him with the hood up on a hoodie.
Look, Steve, my poor little ears get cold when I'm outside, okay? Keep them warm. You lose the majority of heat on your head.
Okay.
Look at that.
Good
Okay.
argument.
Built-in accessory.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I do have hoodies, but again, sometimes you get them, and especially if you're buying them sight unseen, you can't try it on or anything. You get it, it's like, oh, this is a strangling one. Sometimes you got to either snip them, or it's like, this just isn't going to work. I'm not going to wear this.
Little snip down here.
Sometimes you got to do the relief snip. You got to do the relief snip.
A little V-neck. That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I've never altered any kind of garment that I bought. You guys
Really?
altered the garments that you buy? You give
Well,
little
sometimes.
snip?
Oh, we're not billionaires. We don't buy custom like you do.
Right, yeah.
You
You know?
don't even know. Your assistant takes it for you. You don't
Right.
even know it got altered.
Yeah. Well, But my favorite style, like I said, I happen to be wearing now the Henley. I like that because it's just got the short little. It's not like it goes way down low. It's just a couple buttons right at the top. You can open that up, and no choking, and it's comfortable.
You could dress it up, like a button or two on there, and you can dress it down.
I feel like the
chest hair flow.
They are classic, but
the Henley's classic. Yeah. When's someone going to do the Henley hoodie, and then we've got it. Then we've got it.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea.
The Henley hoodie.
I had to look up what a crew neck sweatshirt was, so I just looked it up because that's my fashion sense. I was like, what the hell is Tim even talking about? And I did wear one. I wore one today, actually.
So a crew neck? So you didn't know what a crew neck was, or a hoodie? What didn't you know there?
A crew neck. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Really?
I had no idea.
Sweatshirt.
I wore one today. I did wear one. I wore it with the sport coat.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ryan is fascinating. The shit Ryan does not know.
Earlier. So there's that.
Yeah, it always amazes me what Ryan doesn't know. That's a billionaire behavior. You're aloof to life because you have people handling all the things in life. So, yeah,
like
I'm aloof to fashion. That's for damn sure.
No, I'm trying to picture this because to me, like crew neck is like a lazy Saturday.
No, he's got the sports coat. He classed it up.
Yes, let's go.
Your sleeves on your sports coat had to have been that big,
right? Yeah, yeah. Huh.
What was on the crew neck? Was it a plain front, or was it a printed? Was something printed on it?
It was a plain front.
Plain front crew neck. Okay.
It's like what you get at like Hobby Lobby, and you put puffy paint on it.
That's what.
It was a little more classy than that, Tim.
This is true.
That's
Sorry, it was Michael Kors. It was a $600.
$600 crew neck. Yeah.
I thought it looked good, and I put a sport coat on. I'm like, the judge is going to like this today, so that's what I did.
The judge? What the hell? Were you in court today?
I was in court today. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You missed the day, but I was in court. I threw a crew neck on with a sport coat. That's the only time I went in front of the judge. All is good. So,
my God, you spent some time in front of judges.
Well, Dad was an attorney.
Good answer.
Yeah,
I was. There was an eviction process with a tenant. That's all. That's why. Okay. I was the plaintiff. In this case.
Did things turn out favorably? That's all we want to know.
Yes, they did.
You're happy with it.
The defendant did not show up, so
the
judge.
That's always good. I don't understand people who do shit like not show up for a court date. That's I don't have that sort of I couldn't do something like that. It would not work out well for me. So
I mean, if you're a tenant getting sued, you really just don't give a fuck about anything anyways. Those people are just like, are you down the state?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad it worked out for you, Ryan. So
thank you. Yeah. Anyways, I just learned what a crew neck was, and apparently I was wearing one earlier today.
Okay.
He's like, I owned those. Good to know.
Now, let's talk about the sport coat. Was it red velvet with black satin lapels?
I wish I had those balls, Tim. I wish. It was not. I saved that for special appearances in Key West.
That's right.
There you
go.
Did
you go with the gold chain inside the crew neck just to hide it, or outside to show the blade?
I did put the grill in. Does that count?
Okay.
That's nice. Grill.
That's nice.
There we go.
Nice.
So Tim,
no accoutrements today. Just casual conservative. That's all.
Tim, no crew necks in your closet?
No, I feel like it's like a high school or grade school cheer craft like thing that you dress it up and you paint it. Or you're in the nursing home playing shuffleboard. It's 65 degrees and it's cold outside. And you have to put that on. The hoodies where I was thinking in my head, I'm like, God, everything that I have that doesn't have a hood has a pretty wide collar on it, so I can flip it up and make sure I'm a little warmer on the neck. There's a function to it. A crew neck just doesn't do it for me in a sweatshirt.
Zips, Tim, the half zips with the collars.
I would not say that's a crew neck. I'm talking about basic sweatshirt. You got the stitched in V, or for Ryan, it's a stitched in B for Burberry. But they never are long enough. They have the elastic at the bottom and around the waist. They have the elastic at the cuffs. It is so uncomfortable and so not functional. It's a wasted piece of clothing.
I'm going to agree with you. That elastic at the bottom always hits at the wrong spot. spot. That's not really flattering on anybody. Never hitting right. Doesn't look good. That's why I'm like, that's a lazy Saturday. Let's clean up the yard.
Yeah, lazy Saturday's good. You know, you're sitting in your recliner, and that hood is all of a sudden it's like digging into your back of your neck. You're like, oh, I gotta put this to the side. To get
Is it pillow?
No, this
Yeah.
is,
Hello, exactly.
no.
No. So I will say though, I'm going to agree with Steve on this because the hood, with the amount of hair I have, it's cumbersome. There's a lot
It's
happening
cumbersome.
back
Yeah.
there, and it's not relaxed. Even in the car, like even if I like wear a hoodie to like go run some errands, I'm like, God, I can't even like my head isn't where it's supposed to be on the car seat. Like it's not. It doesn't feel good. So
So that's why you need to bring back the side pony, McNew. Then it
Okay.
cures all your problems.
But
Okay.
There it is.
there's
Yes.
still a lot happening.
Mhm.
That's
There it is. There it is.
can't do that.
McNew's side pony. Okay.
So that's a lot happening. God bless the ponytail holder that can hold that. That's
Right. Right. There you go.
But-
On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Stump this time. What do you got there, dude?
Oh, Bardstown. So I'm going to go with an oldie but a goodie. This is the old Heaven Hill white label here.
You know it's twist top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was waiting for it. Oh,
Oh, nothing there. All right. All right. Tim, you're next.
All right, I got a bottle of Mountain American Single Malt. This is still batch 1.
All right.
Yes. Slide on the set. Nothing.
Nothing there.
No.
Nothing there.
Altitude.
We have nobody right now. We're 3
Yes.
into this and no leader. I've got Green River Foolproof. Picked this up at the distillery. By the way, I still can't say enough good things about Green River. Fantastic tour. It was a good time. Really cool place. Okay. Some squeak, a little pop.
Impressive.
Compared to the first two, that sounds like a Super Bowl winner there, but
That's like
we'll see.
5 out of 10.
We'll see what happens. 5 out of 10 may win this thing.
Yes, it will.
Ryan
We'll
Thompson, you're next.
Roll out a Warriors and Whiskey, Brass and Anchor.
Okay, the Brass and Anchor. All right.
Yep.
No,
Not bad.
not enough.
Not bad.
I've still got the lead. McNew has yet to go though. She's been winning some of these things recently, so we'll see how she does.
I just bought this last Sunday and it's so fucking good. It is the Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's part of the Origin series. This is
Oh,
their
yeah.
6 proof. I literally just bought that.
Look at that. You bought that last Sunday.
And
Yeah.
it's so
Wow.
fucking. It's
Maybe
so
a bottle
fucking
kill
good.
by the end of the shows here, so we'll see.
Literally not going to do anything because I've abused it, obviously. But
Okay. We'll throw it to a judge. I'll let Tim decide. Tim, who won that?
Higley, you got it.
There we go.
You got
There
it,
we go.
Higley.
That's final. When we throw it to a judge, we live with it. So I win. So cheers.
I agree
to
with
me.
that.
Cheers.
cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Bourbon Palooza. What's going on right now? As you listen to this, the group is descending upon Bardstown and getting ready to kick this thing off. Should be fun. We'll talk to you in a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Was a motorcycle going by outside.
That was not a motorcycle. I know motorcycles.
I promise you.
I
swear to God.
I did too. I saw her lift. She tried to do the one cheek sneak, and she got caught off that reverberation off that chair.
Yes.
That
Let get you.
Lifted me off the entire chair. Are we recording yet, Steve?
Yes,
We are.
Are we?
yeah.
Why doesn't it say recording on my screen?
It says recording on mine. They changed it around. It's upper right hand side. It says recording. It's
Listen to the Bourbon Daily. Here's your bumper, Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking 2025 Bourbon Palooza in Bardstown, Kentucky. Steve, tell us what's up.
Yes, we are. So Bardstown, Kentucky. So we are at the Bardstown Motor Lodge. That's where everyone gathers. We are. The first night is just going out to dinner with friends. You see a bunch of people that like let's go to dinner somewhere. Bardstown really doesn't have restaurants where you can be like, let's just take the whole group there, because it's like 60 people. So it's not like we're going to be like, let's all do a dinner here. That doesn't really happen. There's no place that can accommodate that. So we just do small dinners. We pick out with a couple people. Then we meet back at the Motor Lodge and we do a bottle share. So what's will be going on tonight. And then the next day is really the big day. That's Saturday. And there will be 4 different events in the morning, 4 different events in the afternoon, and the groups will be, of course, broken up because you have to pick your individual events. And so for the most part, everyone's experiences are different, because unless you happen to be going to the same morning and afternoon event as someone, that most likely you're going to experience different things. And that's kind of the fun of it, because then we'll do a bottle share Saturday night as well, which will be very cool, and we'll get together and discuss what we did that day, and everybody will share their stories of what happened on their events, which is cool. And then Sunday we have breakfast, and then we head out of there, so very, very fun.
Hey, I got a couple questions.
Sure.
Friday night, everyone getting together, everyone's really excited to be together and have a good time. Who gets the most turned up?
McNew. She's not going to be there. Yeah, McNew's there. She fell over a couch last
absolutely,
year.
hands down.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
I'm getting the most turned up. But Steve, are there spots open?
Yes, there are spots open. Yes.
I'll text you later.
Okay. Yeah.
I was at a question. My next question was, is it sold out?
It is not. So we have 2, maybe 3 hotel rooms. So somebody just canceled, which actually worked out very well for me. I'll run through all the events and I'll talk about why it worked out so well, because I, as the host, I always take whatever's left, so it's just out of fairness. Everyone else gets to pick and choose. I don't have any say in what events I go to. I go into whatever the last ones that are available. That being said, someone just canceled, wife having surgery. Sounds like things are going to be okay, but it's just the way it worked out, not going to be able to go. And they were on the most popular event, and I was like, well, it's not fair for me to just throw it up to the group. How do you decide? I kind of wanted to go to that one, so I'm going to be going to that one. So, and then I had somebody want to go to a different event for the afternoon one they were going to, and I allowed them to switch, because they would told me, hey, if I can go to this one event, and I'll talk about what that one is when we get to that.
Yeah, so I canceled early, so I'm like, I can't deal with my life, I can't come. But now, I realized everything's okay. I could maybe come. So
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We've got spots open. So yes, yeah. So that's cool. All right, let me run through these events for you guys. I won't be able to see it because I got to open up this document and I'll be looking at that. So, but I'll run through these. So the first event, and this is the one that's popular now. I get to go to. I wasn't initially on this, but it's going to Fred and Freddie Knows houses, and of course they are famous because they smoke country hams. They have a smoker there where they actually do that's like a big walk-in one, and we're going to be enjoying some country ham and some whiskey. We're going to go to the man cave between the two houses, and my understanding is Fred recently got his house remodeled, and we're going to get to see walk through Fred Knows house. How cool is that?
Freaking awesome.
Doesn't want that. I understand why that was sold out.
Yeah, that to me, I mean, getting to spend the time with the Nose and going through their house and hanging out, and getting to see their famous man cave, which has been featured on TV and stuff like that. What an opportunity, and and this is a tradition. Booker used to smoke the hams and stuff like that. So you get to hear about those stories, and it's been and Jim Beam before that used to smoke country hams in there. So so famously, if you look at the door, we'll get to go to that. If you're on that event, you'll get to go to the door. You'll actually see where T.J. Beam carved his initials as a kid, living with his father, Jim Beam, into the door. Yeah, which is so cool. I mean, so this is where the Beams have, always lived, and you get to go there, and they set it up. There's the big house, which that's where Jim Beam lived, and then TJ lived in the small house, and then Jim dies. TJ moves over to the big house. Booker then it takes it over when he starts distilling. He lives in the big house. Fred lived in the small house. Then when he passed away, Fred moved to the big house. Freddie lives in the small house, and it's just a cool setup, and it's just unbelievable. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to hang out at the Beams house. So yeah. So I will be on that event now. So I get to do that, which is very cool. All right. Next up is Chicken Cock. So behind the scenes, of course, they have a tasting room now in Bardstown with the still. So that a small still that they run. So you get to see behind the scenes of that. Get to have some cocktails, try some of their special whiskeys and stuff like that. Stuff not normally available to the public, which is very cool. So great opportunity to see what's going on there. They got that one rolling with Greg Snyder. Of course, he's left the organization now, but he got that rolling for us, which is very cool. So. So that's one. Again, these are the first four I'm talking about are in the morning, so you get to go to one of these. Then we've got Jason Bronner's personal journey. So we actually get to go to the Brindiamo Penthouse, which is a private playground for the rich and famous of the bourbon industry. You get to go there, and Bronner's going to be there, and he's going to be talking about his personal journey. And he's going to do a tasting that features some dusty whiskey, and as well as the whiskey that he was drinking at the time that inspired him to seek out old whiskey. So you're going to drink some of the brands that he liked at that time, and then you're going to get to taste a bunch of Buzzard's Roost stuff. Again, some stuff that's available, limited edition, some that's not available to the public, including new make, which many of us haven't had that off there still. So, of course, they're making whiskey there, so you get to try some of that. Should be a very cool event. And then you've got a pretty cool one with Jasmine Weaver, who's like national brand ambassador, and she does a sensory experience at Bardstown Bourbon Company, and Steve Nally will be there as well. So kind of co-presenting, and behind the scenes tour, the sensory experience where you learn how to taste whiskey, try a bunch of different things from Bardstown Bourbon Company. So those are the four that are going on in the morning. Our attendees will be at one of those four events. Then in the afternoon,
all VIP experiences.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with any single one of those.
Those are all good and different. Yeah. So very excited about that. In the afternoon, then again, there's four more going on. So Amin from Old Louisville Whiskey Company will be at the Brindiamo Penthouse. So we've got the Brindiamo Penthouse rented out for the day. Amin will be there in the morning. In the afternoon, and he will be running through again. They're a source brand that specializes in older whiskey, older stock. He's going to be trying a bunch of different things, showing you some really cool whiskey that they have, in reserve there at Old Louisville. And then you're also going to be doing a barrel pick that we will bring into the ABV Barrel Shop, which is pretty awesome. So you actually get to participate in selecting a barrel that will be brought into the store. Then at Limestone Branch, Stephen Fonte is going to be there. He's going to be leading you on a behind-the-scenes tour. You're going to get to hang out in the new clubhouse thing that they built for him to do barrel picks and stuff like that. So it's kind of like Fonte's world. They're going to smoke some cigars with him, drink some cocktails, and just have fun. And, of course, we did this one last year. It's one of the few repeats that we're doing. And, it's really people loved it that went last year because it's Fonte being Fonte. Yeah, everyone wants to hang out with Stephen Fonte, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And then after that, we've got a dusty tasting at Neat Whiskey Bar. Unfortunately, they did not manage to get their location open in Bardstown, so it'll be back in Louisville. They're getting ready to open a second location in Bardstown, and that's where we had slated it to be, but it was contingent on them getting their place open. Adam can probably verify this. That's tough. Build-outs are tough. Yep. You're beholden to people to do things, and not easy. And they did not make it on time to have us at their new location, so we're going to be back at the original Neat Whiskey Bar in Louisville, Kentucky. So a little bit of a drive for the folks involved in that one, but that's not too bad. The last one is also probably the second most popular one that we had. Went really quick. It is an experience at Potter Jane Distillery.
Ooh, wow. Who doesn't want that? So yeah. I saw that you all post. They're in New Orleans Bourbon Festival right now. They're giving it out, and it looks so good.
Yeah. So it'll be the first tour at the place. It's not open for business yet. So, but they are making whiskey. Denny Potter, of course, is their master distiller. He's making whiskey there. So an opportunity to spend some time with him. Whose audio is that, Tim?
Somebody's. Is it mine?
We're getting some feedback there.
Yeah, I just muted mine, guys. I'll mute again.
Okay. So it'll be the first opportunity to tour that. Denny's going to lead you on a tour. Jane, unfortunately, is going to be on spring break with her kids, so she will not be there, which is a bummer. But Denny's cool, and he's got that. You will get to taste their new make, like the Ewalds were able to do at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival. You get to taste that, so one of the early people to get to try that. And then the last thing is there'll be a whiskey tasting, and of course, they don't have any whiskey because they're not sourcing anything or anything like that. It's just going to be whiskey from the personal collections of Denny and Jane. So they're going to bring in some of their really good stuff. They've got some really cool whiskey. We did an event last year at Jane's house where they did the same thing, and people were like, they got the good stuff. So as you can imagine, they've been in the business a long time, and they're going to break that out. And so the group will get to finish things out with just a reception with food and drink with Denny Potter hanging out from the personal collection of Denny and Jane. So how cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm in Texas for the whole damn time doing some shit. A whiskey event and a wedding and stuff, but that sounds incredible, Akeley. That's so cool, man.
Yeah. I think it's really special what I've been able to create here. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but I think it is a premier event in the bourbon industry. This opportunity to do things behind the scenes in small groups. We're talking groups of 16. So, the KDA used to do one where they would do similar things, but you're talking about groups of 125, 150. Again, that's a small group. When you look at, a bourbon festival, that's 125 people is small, but 16? You're really getting some FaceTime with the people that are making whiskey.
I think this is so special, Steve, because it is small, and you give it first to the people who support you, who have been here from day one, and who doesn't want that. And it's just such great events, like so behind the scenes. Nobody can say, hey, I want to buy a ticket to that. Nobody can do that. It's this is
these are things you can't do. You'd be like, all right, that's the thing Akeley was doing was cool. Let's do that next week at Potter Jane. Well, they're open. You can't do it.
You cannot repeat it, and I think that's so. Even the St. Louis one last October can't repeat those events. Like it was, it's special. It's great, and it's worth every penny you pay for it. I love these events.
Yeah. My full focus has been on Bardstown at this point, and it will continue to be until this event is over. And then once that is complete, I'll begin working on St. Louis Bourbon Palooza, which will be in October. Adam will be a part of that. And creating a special behind-the-scenes event. Last year, Adam, you took them over to your new facility, which wasn't even open yet. I mean, it's still a work in progress. It's still not quite, as we record this, not quite open yet. So yeah, you're talking about a year ago. That was the first technically event that you ever held in that new facility, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. We shared the first drink in the event space and all that. We shared a couple of our barrel picks, and then Jason Rack brought that killer bottle from the Hiram Walker Distillery up in Peoria. It was a really special time.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. So the thing is, what's so crazy about, something like that is you got to challenge yourself to do better the next year, right? So it's like I had this great event, and that's awesome, but you gotta do better next year, and that's my challenge, to come up and work with the people and make sure we continue to elevate what we do and do some events. So in St. Louis, it'll be another great event. You'll be hearing more about that very soon. Like I said, once I get through Bourbon Palooza and Bardstown, we're gonna work on St. Louis, and then we'll start promoting what the events are, and you'll start hearing more about it. So very excited about that. So, any questions about the event from anybody?
How does the Sunday morning breakfast go before everybody leaves? I imagine everyone's turned up a little bit on Friday, Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, you get a lot of people commit that then don't show up to breakfast. Is what happens.
Right?
Yeah. So there's
understandably.
Yeah. You've had a lot to drink. You've had a fun weekend, and some people just want to get home. So yeah, it ends up being pretty low attendance on Sunday.
Best intention is always to show up for breakfast because I want to say bye to everybody, but I'm mostly like, I have this room till 11 a.m. I'm gonna stay in this bed till 10:50. Like that's how I work. But
yeah, and a lot of people do that, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why we don't even do. We were going to do part of it. Year one, the idea was we'll do a breakfast thing, but then that didn't work out, and I'm kind of glad because you get lower attendance on that.
Nobody was in any shape on Saturday night into already Sunday morning. Nobody was going to have
hungover, still in bed till the last minute, or they got up and drove home early. Like there's no in between on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah.
I will be in Minneapolis for a volleyball tournament. I had to give up my seat. So the general, I had to give up our seats for this one. I was not happy about that. Neither was she, because she really enjoyed it as well. But Steve, I don't know how you continue to think this shit up, but this stuff is over the top. It's truly over the top, and experiences that nobody can replicate.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. You hit it on the head.
It's so good. And I love that it's small groups because like you can go to a big bourbon festival and be like, okay, yeah, I had fun, but like nobody knew I was there. But like you go to like these small little groups and you get to interact with other bourbon fans and bourbon people, and it's really a good time. It's perfect.
Yeah. And you brought up a good point there, McNew, because there was a post in the Crew Club maybe last week about, hey, I'm a rookie at a Bourbon Palooza. What do I bring for the bottle share? And that one got me. That one got me a little bit. And I'm like, wow, if we're sending off a vibe that folks have to worry about that, and I don't think they're worried, but they just want to make sure that they're not embarrassing something.
Good people.
What you bring. This community is something completely different. That whole it's a whole other different level, and doesn't matter. Drink what you want to drink. Bring what you want to bring. This community doesn't. It's not about that. It's about this camaraderie, getting together, like you said, McNew. And boy, do we have stories from last year. And it's a shame I'm not going to be part of the experiences for this year to be in those stories too. But we got next year.
Right. Yeah, I was literally talking to the manager about how we're very responsible because we had some problems with the motel last year. So we wanted to book this event. And they didn't want to work with us. They were like, hey, you're gonna have to sign an agreement where you're on the hook, Steve, for everything. If someone cancels, like we've seen so many cancellations, that's why we have 3 empty rooms, because people will cancel and they've got, they always have great excuses. Then what do you do? My wife's getting surgery. Okay. Well, but what would happen if I had signed an agreement like that? I just got to pay for that room, because that room, gets turned back in if they. Yeah. So I don't know how that's fair to me. I'm just a guy trying to have some fun with my friends. I don't want to be on the hook for one's hotel room. So I refuse to do that. And so they got mad and wouldn't give us any sort of room rate. And then they also want us to lock in, a certain spend if we're going to take up their whole hotel in their bar and stuff like that. I just wouldn't do it. So what I did is I just told everybody, book it. Book the hotel. And just go online and book today, and that's what they did. We filled the thing up. We didn't work with them at all. We just filled it up, and then when we get in there, they wanted to work with us, and we're talking about how we're not a bunch of kids that are going to come in and damage the place. We're responsible adults and all that. As I'm telling the story about how we're good people, we're old. It's like we're an older crowd. You look at we're a bunch of gray hairs, 50-year-olds. There's McNew, our young gun, falls over backwards over a couch as I'm telling the story. Legs up in the air, feet. She lands on her back
on the couch.
The little in a skirt with the little feet, flopping around like like running. Yeah.
Okay, but she's so nice because like my real name is Stephanie and her name's Stephanie. I'm like, you're Stephanie too. Like we kind of vibe together after I got up off the couch.
Guys just sit on the back of the couch, and you can just see it's like slow motion.
Yeah.
Boom, both feet up in the air.
Feet up in the air.
Down at the base of the couch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like I'm in a better place in life, and I won't be as much.
Oh, that was a classic. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
The timing was impeccable. So yeah.
We're just all a bunch of old gray hairs hanging out, being responsible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And McNew's ankles go above her head and push over the couch.
Yeah. Right over their couch. Yeah, just falls backwards. She was swaying. I saw her before, and she's swaying.
We were watching slow motion. We're like,
right.
Oh my God, she's going.
Yeah.
To be fair, there was a person there that should have been like handling my shit, and he wasn't. So we're done with that.
This is true. This is very, very true.
It's on him. That's on him. I get it. Yeah. So there you go. There's a little bit about Bourbon Palooza. That'll be what's going on in Bardstown. As you listen to this, it's happening. And then, of course, you're going to start hearing more about a couple other things. Of course, we have our anniversary coming up at the Barrel Shop. That's a big event, too. You'll be hearing about that coming up very soon. And we'll be working on that full time. And then, of course, starting putting together what's going on in October in St. Louis. So looking forward to all that stuff.
Forward to that, too. Yep.
There you go. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me combing the Facebook Crew Club group for pictures and what's going on at Bourbon Palooza, as well as on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey. Our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, Adam.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Old Monroe Distilling Co. and drinkoldmonroe.com. Almost said Stumpy Spirits.
It is, yeah. It's tough. It's a long time.
Your branding's long, yeah.
Yep. McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's going to be abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Friday, so we have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.